In my last video, I picked the Texans as the winner of the first game that happened on Thursday. There's not much to say about the game. It was ugly. Both offenses were sluggish and unproductive. The only thing that gave the Texans this game was Deshaun Watson's scramble TD. So there really isn't much to say about the game. It was horrible. So without further ado, let's get on with the rest of the picks. Browns versus Ravens. In this game, we have DeShone Kizer, a rookie, taking on a defense that held the Bengals scoreless. They forced 4 interceptions and sacked Joe Flacco 5 times. So needless to say, Kizer has his hands full. This is a big challenge for him, and if he's good or even decent against this team, he should be fine to start for the rest of the season. It's not like they have any other options anyway. Cleveland has been in every game that they lost, last season and in the first game of this season against Pittsburgh, never really getting blown out. And I feel like it's going to be more of the same, the game going down to the wire. But this time, as Justin Tucker kicks the ball, the Browns will block it and return it for a TD just as time expires. Nah, I'm just kidding. Ravens win a close one, 21-16. Sorry, Cleveland fans, not this week. Buccaneers versus Bears, the Mike Glennon Bowl. The Bears fought until their dying breath last week against the Falcons, but Mike Glennon just couldn't get it done. It was actually 2 drops that weren't his fault, but let's not mention that. Even though they lost the game, the offense put up a fight, with last year's rookie phenom Jordan Howard teaming up with, who is by the looks of it, this year's rookie phenom Tariq Cohen as the main focal points of this injury-ridden offense. The defense played decently enough, holding the high-flying Falcons offense at bay, but it wasn't enough. Just as it won't be enough against Glennon's former team, who have yet to play a game, with stars such as Gerald McCoy, Mike Evans, and Jameis Winston just itching to take the field. The Bears won't have the answer for Jameis Winston and his receiving corps as he picks apart the Bears secondary in a game the Buccaneers win 28-17. Vikings versus Steelers. Disclaimer: I'm not buying into the Vikings yet, like I did last year. Last year, obviously, they went 5-0 before tanking their season. So let's wait a couple of weeks before we take them seriously. Although they did look really good last week. They looked great against the Saints last week on both sides of the ball. Be it the 346 yards and 3 touchdowns that Sam Bradford threw for, be it their stellar red zone defense that held the prolific Saints offense to just 1 score in 4 trips to the red zone, or be it the 127 yards that rookie running back Dalvin Cook racked up. They were locked in. That's nice and all, but this week they better live up to the task because they're playing Pittsburgh in Heinz Field with Big Ben, Antonio Brown, and I don't care if he looked bad last week, Le'Veon Bell. He's Le'Veon Bell. He'll have a good game. They have their hands full. But if the Vikings can recreate what the Browns did to the Steelers' offense last week, they should take this game. But they won't. They won't be able to recreate it. And they won't take this game. Even if their defense is better than the Browns, which it is, I don't see the game going their way. The Steelers get back into their offensive groove as they improve to 2-0 with a 27-24 victory over the Vikings. Patriots versus Saints. I just mentioned how the Saints defense got torched last week, letting up 470 yards. But can you guess which defense let up even more than that, with 537 yards? I'll give you a second. Yeah, it was the New England Patriots against the Chiefs. Do you know what that means? Tom Brady versus the Saints defense and Drew Brees versus the Patriots defense? This means a good old-fashioned shootout. A shootout we haven't seen the likes of since that Saints versus Giants game. A shootout that Tom Brady will win pretty easily, seeing as his defense is way better than Drew Brees' defense. A defense that is consistently ranked as the worst defense in the league. Get on that, Sean Payton. The Patriots take the game, 37-28. Eagles versus Chiefs. The Chiefs will barrel into the Eagles this week, firing on all cylinders, taking advantage of the Ronald Darby-less Eagles defense, with deep throws to Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce opening up huge lanes for Kareem Hunt, as well as being Alex Smith's security blanket, and that ball hawk defense doing their thing. Yeah, they'll miss Eric Berry, their Pro Bowl safety, but they went 6-4 without him in 2014, with a team that wasn't nearly as good. The Eagles' front 7 will cause some problems, but not enough. Carson Wentz will try his best, but he'll be no match against that secondary. The Chiefs take the game, 31-17. Jaguars versus Titans. It's official. The hyped-up Jaguars defense has lived up to said hype. They played out of their mind, something that not even Blake Bortles could screw up, as they routed the Texans with help from rookie running back Leonard Fournette, who reduced the Texans' defense to peewee football players as he trucked through their ranks like butter. He'll be the focal point of this offense for the rest of the season, barring something unknown, especially with Allen Robinson out for the season. Watch him have another monster game against the Titans line that got ran over by Beast Mode. Ouch, Jurrell Casey. The Titans just don't have the pieces that the Jaguars have. The only area where they have an advantage is the O-line. But that's it. I like Jacksonville winning this game, 27-21. Colts versus Cardinals. The Colts are nothing without Andrew Luck, as was evident last week. They have one of, if not the worst roster in football, right up there with the Jets. I don't have to explain why I'm picking Arizona over a team that got blown out by the frickin' Rams, do I? Cardinals win this game, 23-6. Bills versus Panthers. Two teams that won last week, albeit against two horrible teams in the Jets and the 49ers, that really struggled to do anything in their respective losses. But I would give the edge to the Panthers, who had the better win, as they allowed one field goal the whole game. Each of these offenses has their one-trick pony. Buffalo and LaShawn McCoy, and Carolina with McCaffrey's checkdowns and passes down the middle to Olsen, all game long. Cam will get hit a lot, and Tyrod Taylor will throw 2 interceptions in a game the Panthers win 19-17. Jets versus Raiders. The Jets literally have nobody on the roster. Oakland wins 35-6. Dolphins versus Chargers. If Jason Verrett was playing, I would have the Chargers, easy, who lost a heartbreaker against the Broncos on a blocked field goal, as he would be an immense force for the defense in stopping Landry, Stills, and Parker, who are going to have their way with this defense with Verrett out. The pass will open up the run for Ajayi, who will also have a big game. The Dolphins win their season opener, 24-21. You go, Jay Cutler. 49ers versus the Seahawks. The Seahawks lost a defensive battle of the trenches against the Packers defense, with the Packers defense taking advantage of Seattle's almost non-existent O-line, and Seattle's dominant defense doing the same to the Packers O-line. They lost an ugly battle, but it was close. On the other hand, the 49ers are coming off of a loss in which they only scored 3 points, with their offensive line letting up 4 sacks and 8 QB hits against a mediocre, at best, Panthers defense. Ooh boy, wait until they meet the front 7 of Seattle Seahawks. Now, I know that it's a division game, and division games aren't usually blowouts, but I'm breaking the rules here. Seahawks 37-10. Redskins versus Rams. The Rams look great against the Colts, but that's not saying much considering where the Colts are at right now. Regardless, Cooper Kupp is legit. Add him to Sammy Watkins, all of a sudden you have a respectable receiving core to pair with Todd Gurley's run game. On the other hand, the Redskins offense didn't play up to the level I believe it can, and will in this game if Kirk Cousins can hit his targets, something he struggled at against the Eagles. He missed a lot of big plays. This game will go down to the wire, with the Rams winning 21-20. Cowboys versus Broncos. This Broncos secondary is going to be a handful against Dak Prescott, who missed a couple of passes last week to Des Bryant and his other receivers. He has to be in the zone against the no-fly zone, pun intended, or they'll eat him alive. That is, if the Broncos can contain the running game at all. That's the key to this game. In the end, I have the Broncos squeaking out a win, 24-23. Packers versus Falcons. A rematch from last year's NFC Championship that had the Falcons moving on to the Super Bowl after beating the Packers 44-21. The Packers' defense was inept in that game, and it hasn't really changed much since. Now, that's not to say that the Falcons are going to blow them out. In the Bears game, the Falcons struggled to churn out those big plays it was known for last year, but I'm going to attribute that to the Super Bowl blues. The Falcons beat the Packers 41-38. Lions versus Giants. The Lions won a close game against an elite Cardinals defense, and the Giants' offense laid an egg against a mediocre Dallas defense, mainly because of their absolutely horrendous offensive line. Like, sign John Greco or something, sign Nick Mangold, put him at left guard, I don't know, do something. But none of that matters, if Odell plays, which I think he will, be it as a decoy or be it as the dynamic superstar that he is. He will directly affect the outcome of this game. The Giants' defense is still elite, the same defense the Lions struggled mightily against last year. They'll continue to do so. In a game, the Giants win 21-6.